Welcome back, everybody. We have substituted our caster to our main lineup right here. Seaside is joining us today. How you doing, Seaside? I love the glasses.
You like it, dude? I felt like it matches my attire. I'm feeling good. There's no blue rays hurting my eyes anymore. I'm
Yeah.
feeling lax, and I think I look good. So it's a win-win all around.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it looks good? This matchup coming up right now,
Yeah.
Seaside. It is Nemiga, who are absolutely no strangers to the scene. I mean, they were one of the top contenders in Europe, playing against Mocket, a pretty brand new roster, but there are some players that have been in the Winners League as well, including Firoth. I think he's the only one in that lineup, unless I'm missing it. But he was the only one that I remember, at least, who was previously on Smoke Criminals. Again, a team that was in top contention for top 8, top 16 teams in Winners League. So this is going to be a pretty exciting matchup. I believe we are going to be on Inferno once again, and we do have 10 players in the server, so I think we might be ready to go into the server soon. But besides that, how you doing, Keith? Welcome back.
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to see this Market lineup because obviously Market back in the day had Australian lineups, and now they're going with two Swedish players, two Latvian players, and a French player. So it's an interesting mixed lineup. I don't think there's one like it. Very unique in its sense of a setup. And I'm just really excited to be back commentating CS, man. It's been a minute. I've missed you, Roy.
Hey,
And this
welcome
CS
back.
game's gonna bring us back together for another season.
Absolutely, no better team to do it than Nemiga and Mocket. Let's get this started. It's going to be Hall's Control coming out here by Nemiga. Early bombs in that direction as well, so they have not yet committed, but I think they might already be falling back. So this is going to end into a B hit, just showing presence early towards the A site, towards Halls and middle, and just slowly walking on back. Give it a bit of a ruse. Belarus.
Ooh,
You like that one?
I like that, man. I have some catching up to do. You're on the ball. Well, it looks like it is going to be a hit from Nemiga, so it's going to be a retake with Bishop having the smoke hit towards B. Market are setting themselves up to hope the smoke delays them. That flash is going to force Bishop back. Nemiga are going to take the site. And it's intriguing to me that they decided to do a full retake B on pistol round. I guess they want to go for it with the kit and smoke to jump up, but Tree is all over it. Box will get dropped on first oranges, and Bishop coming in from support from the library side, or church side. And Gyro's going to answer right back. Lollipop from back. Quad is going to get one. He's jiggling around here, Roy. Is he going to get a second? It looks like he is towards Coffins. His teammates are fragging out. And Kree gets dropped. Nemiga, hang on. The B retake not happening.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much a free sight for Nemiga. 5 players alive. It was just a hard task for Mocket to begin with. But where are you getting the R in Yo's name?
Oh, sorry. That's just... Oh, yeah, I'm reading as Gyro. It's literally Yo, because the J is silent now.
I was like, where's
Alright,
the R from?
I got you, Yo. My bad, dude. Alright.
Here we go, though. A desperate push coming out from Mocket. Down the middle they go and into the meat grinders.
Well, the grinder's working, and Mocket only, or excuse me, Nemiga only lose one player. Box gets 3 with his SMG, so he's happy with that. He'll buy up an AK, I imagine. And back-to-back Infernos, Roy. I like it. I mean, I really want to see Vertigo. Then again, I have no clue what I'd say on that map. I think we'd have to make up callouts because I have no clue.
Isn't that exciting, though? We get to make up names for spots, and that will be used moving forward. We can...
I'm gonna call everything Seaside.
Okay, I don't think it works like that. I'm not sure it works like that, but...
That's all right. But yeah, that could be exciting. But right now, Inferno, I think it's one of the... I don't know, I think it's a refreshing map. It doesn't get played as much, but now that the map pools change, it should make more appearances. So that's exciting to me. Just like Mocket's 5, which is superior to Nemiga's. They're going to try to jump out of halls and get shut down by Roz. He's going to be playing behind first double stack. And Yo is going to frag out from halls. He's looking for the second player in pit. He knows he's there. Fear drops a smoke at his feet, waiting for support. Robo holds the smoke, and Nemiga are mopping it up now, Roy. A clean up after their initial 2 players go down, so it's a surprising turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, Firoth was kind of in an unfortunate situation where the smoke didn't extinguish the Molotov, so it really left him hanging there. Now it's Spoxer and Bishop trying to make this work. 2 versus 3. They have some control. The flashbang is going to be good. It's going to buy Spoxer some space, but now both positions have been compromised, and Nemiga can be more ready for this.
Oh, Robo gets one shot from pit, and he's going to re-peek on Spoxer, takes him out of the round, and Nemiga go 3-0. It was looking kind of shady there for a second, though, Roy. Sure. I figured after Nemiga sent 2 players out halls, the bomb was alone mid, it was going to be harder to recover, but their good utility usage really forced Mocket to sweat a bit, and I don't think they're ready for the reacts immediately after Nemiga lost 2 players.
Yeah, definitely a tough task. Nemiga just looking really well put together right now. I mean, just everything seems to be on point, and that was a bit of a bonus round for them. They didn't really fully upgrade their weapons. They kind of kept their SMGs. But now their economy is looking really scary moving forward right here, especially with Maki being down to an eco. Somewhat of an eco. They have pistols and light armor, so they're not out of this equation just yet, but it's definitely an uphill battle for them here.
Market would like to get a couple kills here, hurt the economy, maybe get a gun or two in their hands and try to swing it. Ox gets tagged, but Spokeser will lose that. And now the pistols, I mean, someone has to reaggress, and it looks like it is going to be Market deciding to use an A-Halls. They'll catch out Lollipop, but MDS will deny that gun pickup, and now it's right back in Nemiga's favor, comfortable.
Yeah, now they're pushing on towards the B site. Bishop able to find a kill on towards Robo, so this is actually looking sort of doable. No weapons recovered from Market, unfortunately, so they're still down to the pistols, but it seems like they're in a desperate attempt. But Box from above finds one, and his second one to fall. Let's clear off down, leaving Bishop all by himself in a 1 versus 3. This is surely impossible.
Indeed it is. Runs through the smoke, gets caught. Nemiga keep 3 players up. That's important. The rifles stay in their hands. And Market are going to send Fearoth immediately to the op. He'll break the bank, as his teammates will do the same. And Nemiga are going to pull out the T side op on Robo. If I recall last season, he was dirty with the op. I was praising him quite a bit. So if he can continue that level of performance, I mean, they did beat VP today 2-0, who were looking strong in the first match. So I think Robo's going to be my MVP for Nemiga if he stays hot this season.
He's definitely a player to look for. I mean, we're making jokes about his name being Robo, and he looked like literally an android on the op, right? He's just absolute death machine. But MDS finds 2 kills towards the A site. That's a lot of pressure now, and Nemiga's rethinking their B hit. They might just fall back towards the A site, but it might just be a sound fake to try to push them forward into box here. So right now, Nemiga's in full control. Market, they need some sort of response here. They need a yin yang.
I think they need Fearoth to go aggressive here. He's playing very passive towards A. He's really banking on one player peeking off of the A-Halls picks, but that's not going to happen right now. And with Robo posting mid, Nemiga really have all the control they really need. They already have Banana. Little do they know they own brackets, but they also have a man advantage, so they can play this at whatever pace they wish. And it seems like the pace they choose is just whatever Market want to do, right? They're waiting for that counterplay. They're hoping Robo gets a pick. And if not, it's really no harm, no foul. They'll just regroup and go from there.
Yeah, this fake executes. Sure, they're going to put a dent in Market's defense plans right here. And it's not, hasn't pulled a player just yet, but actually Fearoth is now rotating out. Boxer moves forward, finds Box. That's even going to even things up, plus information, but he's not able to escape alive. Now it's all Fearoth by himself on the A defense. Can he do it? Seaside.
Oh, he is. Fearoth actually gets 2 as he tries to dance around. He does enough. With 15 seconds, not only does he get 2 frags and bring it into a 1v1, but he buys time for Bishop, who's coming up through mid. It'll be a molly thrown towards port side. Buys MDS some time to get this bomb plant. Is it going to be the ace for MDS to make Nemiga go 5-0? Or is Bishop going to win around that Market desperately need here, Roy?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough task. No kit, no utility. It's just going to be a timing game and game of cat and mouse. Who can find who first? MDS in sight in a good position. Bishop has to clear so many angles. Surely it's not going to favor him, and there it is. MDS with the patience, and he clears it up for Nemiga, and Market unable to enter the board. 5-0 lead for Nemiga, and the economy for Market is in shambles, Seaside. It's going to be a save once again.
I think Market, the one little mistake they made that round was their player with the rifle. I believe it was Roz towards the A site. Got aggressive towards mid. He got a pick, which was great, but he was unable to, or it was Boxer. Yeah. Got a pick, which was great, but was unable to escape. Now, Fearoth took that peek from Porch and had a rifle in support. That round could have went a different way. Instead of Fearoth having to make a hero play, it would have probably been a bit more comfortable for them, but they tried. They took a risk, and it didn't work out in their favor. And now Market are back down to the pistols. They can be deadly. And just as I say that, Raw gets 1. Lollipop catching out Roz. He's desperately tries to sprint for that gun. That's twice that's happened to Market.
And I mean, Lollipop was not expecting Fearoth to be so patient behind that pillar, and there it is. He's caught himself not only a man advantage, but a second weapon, and Fearoth goes through, picks up Box, and that's a great find. A 2-man advantage now. This might be the savior round here for Market early in this first half, Seaside. They need to convert this. They really need this one.
I mean, if they don't, at least they'll have a full buy. That's one saving grace to play devil's advocate here. But if they can get this round, pick up some rifles, get some momentum. I mean, the way the money system works, they're still set up pretty decent because they don't get full reset anymore. So even if they win this round, lose next, they're still looking comfortable. But I think Fearoth is just desperately pulling his boys through this round to get a third. And it's all on Yo. A 1v3. Bomb is down. Fearoth has grabbed the op, and that may just be the nail in the coffin for this round. The flash will pop, but he pulls the trigger. He'll find Yo and knock it. Make away with pretty much a bank robbery at that point. They get an op out of it and an AK.
I mean, Fearoth, that was pretty much solo done, right? He had no support there. It was just him peeking off the contact and capitalizing off the death of his teammate. Gets a 4 kills on an eco round. That's that's as impactful as you can get in this type of round. But there it is, Mocket finally on the board. Nemiga used up their pretty much the remaining of their economy, which is why I said this was a saving grace. Nemiga, the economy is dying in damage, and Fearoth looking to go aggressive. Oh, it's Kreese,
like
actually.
that.
He's kind of one-waying this out of the smoke.
I respect that. I mean, the smoke is kind of give the illusion that maybe they're pushing, but it gives just enough crack for him to peek into alt mid. There'll be no fruit bearing on that tree. MDS is going to try to get A Hall's control. Does. Gets spotted and neutralized. Doesn't clear A apps fully. And he gets punished for it. Nemiga, it seems like their one consistent play is getting these first picks and then pretty much capitalizing on the second as well in a majority of these fights.
Absolutely. And now Mock is kind of fighting uphill. One man down. Bishop down to 46 HP. Not looking good, surely. But they do have some utility left and a lot of kits. So, I mean, by no means is this out of the question yet. But the Mocket defense is kind of split right now. 2 men towards the B side, 1 towards Pit, and 1 towards Arch, who's already smoked out. So he has no real line of sight. And he's just going to go for the spams, but it's not successful.
Lollipop will give up brackets. They know where the op is now. 40 seconds. I mean, they could run to B and still run back to A. This round is wide open. And Bishop, just as he starts to fall back, contact's made from Yo, who gets popped through the smoke. Good comms from the player at Coffin. Still, if Bishop no longer pushing in, they'll re-smoke. And, well, Bishop gets punished through that smoke. So, 2 smoke kills in quick succession. Spokeser gets forced back off from a Molly Robo. 20 HP, gonna get in a 1 and done with the man advantage. If he gets 1, this round's setting up gorgeously for Nemiga.
Yeah, this is getting really awkward right here. They're wasting so much time regrouping towards CT spawn. They're unable to move forward, but again, they still have a little bit of utility to work, but I think they're calling for the save now. They need all the economy they can get. Fearoth taking away crucial economy away from Nemiga here.
If you can find 1 more, that'd be perfect. But they're gonna flash as they cross. Fearoth falls off. Nemiga get a 6. 6 rounds on the T side of Inferno. Not too shabby. But I do feel like the more I see this map played day by day, it's leaning towards more of a 50-50 to me. I think it's a 60-40 CT side right now, Roy. I don't know if you agree.
I was literally just saying the same thing in the last map. This map is such an even map, but it's kind of hard to dictate who's going to come out on top. But I mean, if Maka gets 6 rounds here, that's still a really good half, all things considered, especially since they lost pistol, right?
Yeah, I agree. But I think the way the economy is now, it almost like balanced it out, right? Where I was feeling like, okay, this map's pretty CT sided if you get the economy behind you, but the more the new economy comes into play where like you don't get hard reset, you still keep getting money even if you're losing, and then you win, you don't get punished. I do think it's balanced itself out. So great minds think alike in that aspect, Roy.
Well, sometimes they do, Keith. But yeah, the economy here for Muckets, and not in a bad place, honestly. I mean, even if they lose this round, they still have the full loss bonus, so that'll bring them right back up to a full buy. Nemiga, on the other hand, if they lose this one, they really only have Robo, MDS, and Box who's on the buy zone. Lollipop, Neo won't really have much.
Oh, I love this from Fearoth. I mean, he had to get aggressive eventually, and I love that it was towards Banana. Tripled Banana at the beginning of the round is not uncommon, but it's a lot to commit for that first pick, which won't happen. He's going to stick around. They're going to boost him on top of half wall. Boxer just playing it safe. It's unfortunate that his Molly got extinguished. That would have forced them off the boost. But Mocket are set up where they can just leave Fearoth towards B. They haven't had a solo offer towards Banana yet this half, and this may be what they need to catch Nemiga off guard. Numbers towards A and an op towards B.
Right, and as long as he's there, I mean, you can kind of have that 4th player on fast rotate towards A site supporting that defense until Fearoth is pushed off at least. Seems like Mocket isn't really, Nemiga isn't really worried about Banana right now. They're just going to go straight towards the middle. Into bracket they go, and they're looking to transition quickly towards the R side, and it's looking like an A split.
The Pit. Bishop's only able to get 1. He's the quick rotator. The raft is on. Now Spokeser gets 1. He's cut off towards lane as Yo's coming in. Curry wins an important fight towards site as Lollipop jumps out. Will he clear Pit? Of course he will. Roz, nothing will happen for him, and it's Lollipop and Robo. Bomb will go down in safe corner, and it's all in Fearoth. He's coming up through porch side. And, I mean, whoever contacts first, the other player's going to swing on them. So Fearoth really has to hit some clean shots here. Lollipop will stay alive in first pit, and Robo's just going to hold his walk up from porch. Fearoth's going to have to hit some clean ones. Spots Robo. That's one. He has a good idea of the sections in pit, but Lollipop's creeped out. Fearoth holds pit, and Lollipop peeks from that little cheeky off angle. He'll grab the op, a 3K from him, and he actually throws it away. They don't want it.
That was a quick shot by Fearoth. That was a really good clear. He almost had that under control. He had an idea where the second player was, but just couldn't quite angle it out well. Nemiga picking up the 7th round, man. But it's really unfortunate because Razinho needed at least 1 kill in pit. He would have made that so doable for his teammate. Molotov going out early. Fearoth unable to capitalize off it. Falls and gives the advantage away to Nemiga. Now this is a tough spot. The op is down. Can it be recovered? They will need it. They might be too far into the smoke here. Oh, he's using the nade to get the op. That's smart, but nope. Didn't move the op for some reason. The heavy op.
Heavy op, and Yo's throwing heavy punches. Finds a double entry towards B. And I think Mocket should just call the save here. I mean, they'll get 3-round loss, but perhaps going back and fighting mid for the op and conceding to B side might be the play. But Nemiga don't even have bomb here. They're still very spread. I think they realize Mocket's money's kind of broken, and they're only getting 3-round loss, so try to just get these guns out of their hands.
Seems to be the case. I think they're kind of expecting Maka to be saving. They're just trying to figure out where Maka's headed. But this actually could spiral out of control. I mean, look how split up they are. Lollipop by himself, MDS by himself. These are all easy picks. If they're able to get these 2 kills before it even the bomb goes down, that might be a problem. But nah, Maka doesn't say no to that one. Razinho is overwhelmed. Too many players hiding in too many places, and MDS clears it out. So Nemiga picking up the 8th round. Keith, I'm going on record, and I'm saying that Nemiga is going to win Winners League Season 2.
That's a bold choice. And, you know, my life just changed, Roy.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know there was a loss bonus counter on the HUD.
Oh, they added that, I think not last patch, the patch before?
My mind is blown. My world has changed.
Yeah, there's actually another weird thing where the loss bonus actually stacks past 4, so it can stack up to 9 or like 10 if you lose 10 rounds in a row.
Man, we live in a crazy time of CS, and I love it. Speaking of crazy, running through a smoke with 3 CTs towards B, trying to catch that 1 player off guard. But he had more backup than expected. And Fearoth is pretty much put in an impossible situation, trying to put some fear into them, but I don't know. Fear can't beat bullet. Maybe they can.
Maybe not Fear, but Fearoth can. And Robo is the Terminator from the future, so it's end to that. Tree, all by himself, 5'7" armor coming in through Mexico. And it's going to be a very tough task here for one man.
Yeah, it takes 1 kill, I guess, maybe, right?
If he can move up before he gets checked. Oh, nope, he wasn't able to get up fast enough. I was gonna say if he can get up to the wall before Lollipop clears that, he might have a chance, but nope, he got checked at the worst possible time. But there it is, Make with that loss bonus, picking up Aux, picking up M4s, likely for an op to come out, and I think they might even be considering a second op to come out here. Now they're just gonna go with the rifle, and Fearoth picking up the there it is, the AWP, the big green stick,
the boomstick. But this is the Nemiga I remember, right? Can be very aggressive, great at getting those opening picks. But as soon as things start going the other way, I remember they crumble relatively quickly if they play an aggressive team who can get those picks on them. But they're kind of playing their own game right now, and Maka are playing into it, where Nemiga get these opening picks. Their defaults are strong. I'd love to see Maka start to fight back. There you go. That's the first. Now Yo's alone. Is there a refrag from Bishop? There it is. Perfect. This is what they need. And Robo has been left to a solo mission. His teammates will fall. So it's a 2v1 at B, and it will go Mocket's way. So a 4v2, and Lollipop takes a risk. This is what Mocket needed, Roy. Just as I say how good Nemiga's doing that, and what their counter is, Mocket pull it out.
Yeah, 4 players alive. That's a great job so far, but they need to keep as many weapons available as possible here. MDS, last player alive, bomb on the back. He has a Molotov, he has a flash, so he could clear out pit. I don't know if he expects this angle, this really forward angle by Razinho right behind the default box, able to peek off contact instantly. So this might be too much for MDS, but he could possibly find 1 kill. There it is, the 1 kill on site.
you go. They keep 4 up, and Nemiga's money is still good. It's in a decent place. Robo will drop. Typically, you'd say, well, they're set up for the rest of the half by this point, being up as many rounds as they are, but not anymore. They're kind of on an edge where this can be brought back to a 9-6 if Mocket keep the pressure applied. I'm really looking at Fearoth to try to keep isolating, getting these picks. I think he's a big key player for Mocket. Their B holds seem to be getting stronger, though, as this game progresses.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Mocket is definitely starting to adapt a little bit right here. But I do have to question the passive play. I mean, they've been playing aggressive so much, and now that they're kind of like not really contesting at any point on the map. I think if Fearoth is still actually towards middle, but this passive play on B, I mean, we've seen this pattern before, right? As soon as you start going too passive on B, that's really when you start kind of losing control of the defense side. But it's going to be a massive execute coming in from Nemiga right now. Nades raining in from the sky. Smokes, flashes, molly. It's very, very effective. Spoxer falls on site. Bishop unable to stand much longer. And it is Nemiga busting the door open. Free bomb site and very little damage taken.
Nemiga threw every single nade except Yo's smoke for post-plant. That site was absolutely flooded with utility. Those players didn't have a chance to move, and they died where they defended. That's just a gorgeous execute from Nemiga. But that's what's kind of happens when you, as you said, leave that door open. Don't be aggressive. Like when there's no aggression from CTs towards Banana, you give them a great opportunity to just execute on you. And that's a prime example. And now Fearoth will get caught out, and there's no money for the op next round for Mocket. So that's gone for a while.
I think they still have the 3,400 loss bonus, so I think Fearoth might be able to pump one out.
Is my math awful? Yeah, my math's awful. It'd be no armor, but yeah.
Nah, that's a big find, though. I mean, Razinho and Fearoth both going down without kills. I think that might have just solidified this second half here for Nemiga, unless Mocket can make something work in this round right here. This is a tough battle for Mocket, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, that's why like teams like Astralis and, you know, teams like MIBR and all these teams have adapted to be aggressive towards B, right? Is as soon as you sit on site and wait for 10 mollies and 10 flashes and 1,000 grenades landing on your head, it's really hard to stand still.
There's the aggression, but sadly, there's not a lot of nade pressure backing that up. No flashes. And Box will just spray down Spokesers. He tries to get aggressive to B. And now Nemiga find a window, a chance for them to take Banana control, and they've kind of been their own worst enemies in this round. Bishop will take him out. There's 2 more players from Mocket towards B. That'll get communicated, and now they're going to try to start to get brackets control from Mocket.
Okay, even Stevens. And it's going to be an attempt here early for Nemiga. A little bit ahead of the mark, but they're transitioning quickly onto site. Razinho in pit. Fearoth is smoked off in sight. Not the best of position with AWP, but his aim is true, and he's able to hit crispy shots. He finds a second one, but he gets knifed by Box. What is happening here on the A site, Keith? Kree, last man standing, 1 versus 2.
Absolute madness. Kree, I haven't said his name all game, but maybe that's the secret, and it's not. Lollipop pumps his head. Nemiga overwhelmed. The op towards site is always a risk. You typically get one and get done, but he's actually able to pull 2 out of his hat. And I guess the knife is kind of just payback for saying, don't you op on my site. Does Nemiga go up 11-2 on the T side of CT? This is abnormal at this point.
Yeah, no, this is beyond abnormal. This is not a standard T half by any means. It's a tough battle here for Mocket. Now, not only that, they really don't have much to work with, and they've already lost Razinho in Hall. So, off to a bad start here for Mocket. Nemiga looking to take the 12th round. There's a potential for a 13th. I mean, I think even with 12, they might have just solidified the win, but 13, that's really leaving no room for Mocket for any error on the T side. It's going to have to be a flawless offense side.
And that's where the pressure starts to build, right? Your CT side is kind of your cushion half on a map like this, where you get your guaranteed 6, 7, 8. And now with that being ripped out of your hands, the pressure really comes to get these last few rounds and then push it on the T side. Good trade for Mocket. I mean, I say good very lightly. They lost 2 for 1, and now it's a 3 for 1. So from manageable to round over, essentially.
I mean, yeah, Fearoth at this point is just looking for a weapon. Round's already secured by Nemiga, no doubt. I don't even think Fearoth looks... Oh, he does. Okay. Well done. Lollipop goes down. It's an AK-47. That actually might get him a better purchase, considering Kree's down to only 1,500. I think they're still at the max loss bonus. Yeah, as you can see.
I don't think they've moved from it. I mean, the round they win brings them down to 4. So they've pretty much huddled at 4 to max loss this entire entire half.
Yeah, so like the weird thing is, like I said earlier, the loss bonus extends beyond 4, but you only get the maximum loss bonus of 3,400, right?
Yeah.
But it
Oh,
extends beyond
really?
that.
It takes so if you lose 6 in a row, you
Yeah,
get
you have a
max loss
6.
for 2 rounds.
Yes, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't. Now they didn't really leave anything in the patch notes regarding that, so we don't know if it's like intended or not intended. But they haven't addressed it, so I assume it is intended.
So in theory, Mach could have had more buy rounds than Nemiga based on the rounds that they won and reset and put Nemiga on half buy.
I don't know if I would say that. Nemiga's on like a massive win streak, so I don't think they've.
But
had
Mach
to
could have definitely had more buys than you typically would back in the old system. So.
Oh yeah, they've had like 3 or 4 more
100%,
buys
yeah.
than you would have in the other
So
system.
they've had more chances to bring this back, and now they're going for the double up in the last round. So they've had opportunities.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I had to say it. I think Nemiga is just more well put together right now. They have great support system.
agree.
They have good use of utility. They have a well-established structure, and they seem to be pretty aware of all the aggressive options. While it was working early for Fearoth, he's not really able to catch much towards the later half. So this is, I mean, that's the kind of the key piece taken away from Market.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like now you have to pull out that one puggy move, that one play that gets you that pick, that play that only works once. And it just, I haven't seen that. And they're gonna go for the setup again and hey, Halls gets traded out. Fearoth, is he gonna re-peek in this? He will, but it's too late to find a pick. He's pushing with his sidearm. Lollipop takes one more tick of damage from that Molly down to 17. This sets up Fearoth beautifully. One bullet from the CZ. He'll get that. And Mock it with a man advantage. And Nemiga with bomb down in T-spawn. These are the rounds Mocket needed to capitalize on. This is a couple times where Nemiga have done the spread default and Mocket have won the trades, but somehow end up keep fumbling the rounds.
Yeah, this is a big duel right now happening in CT spawn. If Boxer falls, that's a big part of the defense kind of crumbled. So now the remaining players from Mocket are pretty much stuck in their respective positions. Bishop can't move off the B site, and Kree is going to have to get information somewhere. But the scope for Fearoth is being heard in pit, and Robo's already lurked all the way up, and they're not expecting that at all. Bishop finds a kill towards B site, and everybody in the server is confused right now. No one really knows where to end up right here. The bomb's all the way back down in T-spawn, and there's only 20 seconds left. So I think this is a Mocket round right here.
I got so nervous when Kree was running through mid to fight Robo in that one-on-one. I mean, he ended it with one bullet, thankfully. But that round is wacky. But I think Mocket needed more of those rounds, right? More of those sporadic aggressions. More of that utility pressure towards Banana. But it comes a bit too late. So 12 rounds from Nemiga. They win pistol. Things are looking rough. Mocket have to do the reverse Nemiga right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's that's an understatement. There's so little room for error. If they start with pistol as an error, that's already going to put Nemiga kind of close to that endpoint. So this... see what happens right here. It's going to be an important round. 4 men on the defense going quickly towards Banana, looking to end this game quickly and clean. But it's going to be messy first.
Messy indeed. 1-for-1 trades. Bishop gets his second and his third. Maybe the fourth has to reload. He'll get punished, but Fearoth has his back, and it just Lollipop. An absolute brutal battle for the ages towards Banana. And Bishop's having none of it. 3 for him. Fearoth collects the bomb and looks to regroup with his remaining teammates. Lollipop's gone to the opposite site. And Mocket, knock on wood, Roy, looks like they've got this pistol.
Mock on wood as this bomb is being planted towards default. I think Rosino has, as long as Rosino's in spawn, this is an easy cleanup. I mean, they're going to know exactly where Lollipop's coming from. They already have a setup towards pit. I don't imagine they'll be dropping this round unless Lollipop comes in with some sort of wizard aim here. Which is always possible. You can never knock that out of the question. But no kit, very little time. 3 players to find. Oof, not looking good.
He's got to pull his snacks. Yeah, he's got to pull the snacks here on Inferno. And I don't know what's going to happen. Krees make contact. He's tapped away. Raw has it across back to sight. And yeah, Lollipop just want to escape. He'll save his armor, at least. Looking like he will live, but he's going to take one more fight. Bomb will go up. And Lollipop lives, gets the final kill. No one lives from Mocket. Nemiga will hang on to that. And being up this many rounds, I imagine a buy might come out from Nemiga. But again, it's been a toss-up. Some teams like buying on rounds like this on CT side. Other teams don't. We'll see what Nemiga are like. So it looks like it is just going to be a couple pistols. So I respect it.
Yeah, actually, you know what I've been seeing a lot more often now now that I watch a lot of Counter-Strike is teams will actually, they're still saving 2 rounds in a row, but they just buy upgraded pistols every time. Whereas like the old meta is like either forced by the second round or you kind of like full save 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I like the transition he's gone to where there's like room for choice.
Right.
Where you used to double save, you'd have to. And the Zeus legs fear off? That's interesting. And now Bishop with a backup from the AK, but yeah, every team has their choices now of what they'd like to do. As Korea's gonna mop up towards Banana. That's gonna be the round. And now the buy will come up from Nemiga. Maybe Glass Cannon up in Robo, he's done the math correct. But yeah, it is just gonna be M4's utility. I think utility's a bit more valuable in the early stages. You don't want to ruin yourself for the later rounds.
And what Maka's doing right here is also a little bit risky. They're going for the bonus, and they're keeping the Galioza, keeping the Mac 10 for Firoth. I like it, though. It's risky, but if it plays out well, if they're able to capitalize on this round right here, that'll put them in such a good position for at least a few more rounds, or at least economy for several gun rounds in a row. Let's see how it plays out.
It's an interesting risk-reward where you give yourself, as you said, that cushion for the future, but your cushion can also be taken away. And Fox will get flashed over. Beautiful flash. You can see the flash assist now added in the kill feed as Firoth just couldn't see a thing. Going to the eye doctor and you hit the final slide and you can't read anything on the board. I've been there.
I think the worst part is when he's like he's like first one or second one. And I'm like, man, I have no idea what I'm seeing.
You like flip a coin in your head. You're like,
And she's sitting there like writing extensive notes. But right now, Make is writing extensive notes because they're going to need some sort of answer here in this round. And it seems like Korea and Bishop might start advancing on the B site. Going to be a contact play, looking for that duel, looking for that kill. If they can find one, it might give them confidence. But a bit of push and pull happening on both sides of the map right now.
Oh, but it's the lockdown from Nemiga towards brackets, and Yo may have a guaranteed kill on 3. Too many angles to check. The double stack in B holds strong. And it's Bishop looking for something. And unfortunately, he goes down. He can only move diagonally there.
Yeah, that was the worst case scenario for Market, honestly. Not a single kill onto Nemiga. Now their economy is strong. They have full utility, full kits. And Market, on the other hand, is kind of struggling. They have Rosinho down to a max 10 on a pretty crucial gun round, which might give up the 14th round of this, or on the board, I mean. But yeah, bring Nemiga up to 15 on the board. So that might... looking tough. Market, little utility to work with. Enough mollies and flashes to work with at least some sort of map control, but they use a lot of it to gain map control. They might not have enough for the site takes, Keith.
It's always a problem where, like, now you can't sit in your default. That nade is absolutely world-rocking. Everyone's now in one-shot, headshot range where they were, with the exception of Firoth. Spoxer, though, is going to force the fight. He'll take out Robo. Smoke off library on the run. There's going to be a gap in that. No one's there. Volley pops peek from Pit. Gets punished. One player left from sight. And MDS, well, it's one and done. Simple math, simple trades. Fox and Yo. Now, they know damage has been applied to Market, but is it worth going for this?
I'm going to go ahead and say no. I mean, Nemiga has a massive lead. They should just try to keep their economy as strong as possible moving forward so they can keep the pressure up on Market and not really let them spiral out of control. So a great round from Market, able to pick up a crucial one. It's looking a bit shaky. If they had lost this round, that would surely would have been over.
I'm just trying to think, like, how many times can Market afford to just get obliterated early, like get that first pick and then get traded out? And I'm going through all the options for Market right now, and I guess their only option is the most sound Counter-Strike you've seen, right? Playing the trades, good defaults, and keeping their own economy afloat, as you mentioned.
Right.
So I'd like, I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing.
Like,
here's the other thing. If Market has a massive win streak, it would be impossible to double reset Nemiga. So that would be out of the question. It's gonna have to be like gun round success over and over.
I love it. I love it. The better team, or the team that's a little more hot, will eventually prevail. So if Market can turn it on and it start to like stun out Nemiga, we can have a little run here. Firoth waiting out the mollies, will push up. Yo, jump spotting and loses his head for it. Those moon shoes didn't pay for themselves there.
Man, Firoth is such a scary, versatile player. I love watching him. He's so crispy.
Gotta be quick. And I love how he did that by himself with, like, no support. His teammates were waiting out that smoke.
You know, now they have the defense split. Rosino is going to apply some pressure here towards middle. Molotov to try to push off. Looks like MDS. It's going to leave one player under the kind of the porch to keep tabs on middle. So they know that, I mean, Maki's not really fully here, but Rosino able to find one before he traded out by Robo, who's actually on top of the balcony, not underneath, but there it is. Maki now funneling over towards the B site where 2 players stand for Nemiga. So they're walking into the stronger defense here.
Flash comes in, it won't connect. In fact, that might have even blinded Box, I'm not too sure.
Wow.
And now Spokes are finding that kill through the smoke. I think that's all she wrote. Robo realizes this. He's packing up, taking a little road trip till the next round. And Maka will get a 7th. So very explosive so far from Maka. I feel like their CT side was timid, but their T side seems anything but right.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. But that was such a sloppy defense from Nemiga. I mean, they were trying to fight on a smoke. It's either you're going to come through or you're going to fight from behind it. On a smoke doesn't really favor you by any means.
I liked their porch setup with, I believe, was it Robo top porch? And then he had a player on site. Yeah, MDS was site. MDS was kind of jiggling and got caught. And Robo, by the time he realized there's a player up and the comm came through, he already lost his teammate. So basically the 2-for-2 setup, or 2-for-3 ideally for Nemiga, turned into just a 1-1 trade, which kind of ruined their rotation. So good for Mocket for applying pressure elsewhere and just keeping Nemiga honest, which can be hard to do.
No doubt. I think a timeout's coming out here. We'll have to see teams are using timeouts. Also, Keith, we're moving to a new language.
Yes.
So, timeout is, of course, a tactical timeout. So teams where they discuss plans, and a pause is a technical timeout.
I dig it. So Valve, if you're watching, which I know you are, can we change the text on the screen from match paused to technical or tactical timeout? Can we change that to tactical timeout, and then a tech pause will say paused? You know what I'm saying, Roy?
I know exactly what you're saying. I think that's actually doesn't have anything to do with Valve. I think we can do that on the server config.
Oh, well, look at that. You go ahead, you code up,
I can't, unfortunately.
And crack a cold. Wait, you can't code? That's okay.
Oh, I can't access the server configs. I can kind of do configs. I don't know if I can code, but here we go. Nemiga, they're gonna need a lot more than code here if they want to win this round with pistols and HEs. Actually, I like the discipline. They're not throwing it too early. They're waiting for the airstrike. If they can land a good one, if they can take out 1 or 2 players, or at least lower 3 players down, that could be a key. Could be a key ingredient.
I wonder. I think they're waiting for a sound cue or a flash, because a flash will kind of give the tell that a player's starting to push up and he's getting some support. So I do like the waiting, but I also dig this from Market, right? Reading the economy pretty well, which can be difficult now. At least more difficult than what it used to be. As, yeah, Lollipop's just jiggling. They'll wait it out. And one nade misses, so a little bit of a botched airstrike. If that second nade goes, Bishop's gone.
Yeah, and not only that, but a lot of damage onto the other players as well. So it's a bit of a missed opportunity. There's still 1 nade standing here for Lollipop, which I imagine he will be using at some point before he dies. But a strong hold towards B for Nemiga so far. Waiting for the decision here from Mocket. Remaining players for Nemiga, just kind of keeping tabs, trying to see what they can spot or hear towards the A site, but they really can't give away their lives too early here, so they're erring on the side of passive here.
Good choice. Now, if they can catch Bishop here, he is the tag player. McCree is going to come in and support. Bishop will go first, even if he dies. Got the backup. The site player goes down without resistance, and so does MDS. So this is just Nemiga now hoping that one of the last players will push, hunt aggressively. That's exactly what Rosino is doing. And I don't think Rosino's going to pass that imaginary line to B, because there's really no point doing that.
I mean, they do have enough money that they can apply pressure, but I don't know how much Maka is willing to lose here. They need all the money they can get at this point.
Fearoth is disgusting, Roy.
I know, I told you.
The
He's
more I
so much
watch
fun
him,
to watch.
he's so snappy. And I love that. Mocket's starting to heat up, though. It seems like their T side is more fluid. It feels more natural. Like, they've gone over it more, right? Like, they've played one extra scrim, but only on the T side. So they seem a little more confident in these aggressive early fights, which I guess you have to be on the T side just naturally. But it seems to fit their playstyle a bit more. Nemiga haven't found their footing on the CT side. They've been getting out traded, which is abnormal for how the first half went. So I think maybe an op needs to come out, and Robo really needs to start to assert himself, or whoever's hands it goes into.
Right. I mean, Nemiga's kind of fallen into the trap, right? They only go aggressive when they have utility. That's becomes a bit predictable. But there it is. Now they're going down the middle, something a little bit unpredictable, and they're gonna go for the fights and Altman bring it straight to them.
Oh, the double player in Mexi is able to lock this down. Mocket win the trades. MDS. How do you defend this from AX? Now there's a molly at your feet. You have to win the race back or jump out towards Alt, and that's what Kree wants. Bishop and Kree will take this peak together, trade out, and it's Yo alone. That's round over. Pack it up, mock it up. That's that.
Wow, these rounds are...
They're fast rounds.
Yeah, Nemiga went from playing passive to just go the complete opposite direction. Both radical approaches is really not working out for them too well. But yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong too, but from your experience, it seems like newer teams tend to have more success on T-side Inferno. Because CT side requires so much coordination and having like a dynamic play, right? Like pre-discussed rotations, pre-discussed setups, adjustments. You know, if you get pushed from, let's say, Truck, what are we doing towards Arch? If we get pushed Arch, what are we doing towards Truck? You know, vice versa.
The thing about Inferno, I feel like basic defaults are more rewarding on T side than it is CT side.
Agreed.
Due to, as you mentioned, rotations. But not only that, CT side takes patience and experience at when do I use this smoke? When can I leave my player towards B? Right? Because there's so many little gaps in time that can get filled from the T side, whereas the CT side, you make those gaps, and it's up to the T's to capitalize on it. Where defaults can capitalize on the more on the T side, where CT side, as you said, knowing your timing on rotations, knowing that when can I use this molly? What are we doing? And I feel like coordinated CT side aggression can be hard to put together correctly. So yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly with my added points.
Okay, let's see the approach right here. Nemiga taking a hybrid approach this time. Not quite contesting Banana, but they are contesting towards Car. Now, Robo in a forward position, unable to hit a shot, which looks like it was dead on, but he might have missed just last second, slightly off, a few pixels at the most. That was an important kill for Robo to pick up. A double op setup for Nemiga maintains, but not making much of it. While Nino finds one traded out by MDS. 1-for-1 trades, not bad.
I'm surprised the Lollipop didn't just push forward for that downed AK and Boiler. And the op from Robo gets shut down. Fear off. The spray transfer to find 2 Roy towards B. And while the B site is no longer a place of contention from Nemiga, MDS is going to try to find, I don't know, consolation prize. But look at the money for Market. They have kept 3 players alive, 4 players alive, 4 players alive, 4 players alive, 3 players alive within the last 5 rounds. And it's going to be another round where they keep 4 alive. Yeah, I mean, Nemiga are just not getting the kills.
Yeah, this is literally the amount of cash, and that's another op gone out of their hand. So Lollipop, last player alive right here with the Deagle. Unlikely to find success with spots coming in from behind. He finds 1 kill, okay, a bit of consolation, but I mean, yeah, this is literally a mountain of cash keep. Look at this. 10,000 on 2 players, 14,000 on Bishop who after a purchase, Fear off, 10k after an op buy. This is scary for Nemiga right now.
And Nemiga are just like, well, let's gamble it. Next round we'll get 3,400, so it's gonna be a half buy. Let's just go in for the ops. Get this pick, Robo. That's what I need from this man. I know he's capable of it. Set him up towards B. Send him up towards mid. Send him AMs. Do something, and finally they'll get the first kill. But is it gonna be enough? Roy Market have been really good at these counter trades and gaining map control elsewhere in the meantime.
I mean, right now they're trading out for hulls at the very least, so they have some control. Yo's taking a lot of damage from utility towards Banana, but he has control of it for now. Okay, they still have a lot of utility left in their hands, so, I mean, any execute or map control is still very much possible. They might try to throw off the timing here with a hulls hit. I think this is leaning Nemiga right now. They're well set up. They have the right people in the right places.
Market, full execution. Out through the smoke on balcony. Lollipop playing aggressive on bounce behind the smoke. Finds 2 heads. Spraying into the smoke for a 3rd. Box may find Kree, and he will. Nemiga will shut down Market and more importantly keep 5 alive. That ensures a full utility buy. Market, don't worry about their cash. As you mentioned, it's fine. But now Nemiga have an opportunity to get match point, put all worry aside, secure OT. But Market, man, this has been a grind and a half to bring it back.
Yeah.
I like, it's been crazy. 12-3.
I'm also wondering about, like, what language is Market even speaking? They have, what, 2 Swedes?
That's
they have
exactly.
1 player from France, and I can't remember where the 2 other players are. Latvia,
I'm going to take a guess. Yeah, I'm going to take a guess and go English.
I mean, yeah, English is kind of like the international language for a lot of teams, right? Bishop finding an amazing early frag. That's Yogon down, and that's one of the important pieces for Nemiga crumbled. They will have to reinforce the defense towards the B side for the time being. MDS is already making his way over. Box is trying to hold on with whatever utility he has, but he's going to run out eventually.
And Rosino throws his default set in nades every time they get a pick towards Banana. He'll molly back towards hay bales. Or I guess they're straw. Either way. He'll throw his same set of utility, force Nemiga to sweat, and be like, is it really B? Because they have no information towards Banana. Sound has pretty much been cut. And with no aggression coming out from Nemiga, it's pretty much a gamble to rotate this many players towards B.
Right, they're taking the bait on top of that. Nice flashbang. MDS able to pick up information and a kill, which is already going to send Robo back towards the A site, but he may not get there in time. Lollipop's going to have to go massive here in pay, but he's already given away his position, but he finds Fear off. Amazing shot with the AUG. Goes for the spray to the player above, but unable to capitalize off it. But now he's being overwhelmed. Kree takes out Robo. That's the support. Lollipop isolated now.
Lollipop gets his second now. He's going to be able to molly off this A-Halls player, leaving Kree alone. MDS, don't spam through smokes. You get punished as Box push up and does the reverse punish. It Spokeser. Off-site, he's going to stick this defuse through and through. Nemiga about to get 15 in Lollipop. That pit was just absolutely locked down.
Yeah.
No one was getting in.
Yeah, that was so crucial. I mean, not only did he get the kills that were necessary, but he survived so long that he bought so much time for his teammates to come in on the reinforcements with so much pressure coming in from that pit angle. Nemiga picking up the 15. Finally, they aren't able to lose anymore. It's only a tie from here. So I assume there's a little bit of the pressure relieved. They can probably start focus up right now. They have 4 off.
Perfect.
They have an off. They have full utility and kits.
It's perfect when your anchor player can buy enough time for 1 player to rotate. To buy enough time for 2 players to rotate, he went above and beyond. Good nades coming in from Nemiga. Yo, jiggling the corner to find success. He can now just pretty much be the anchor and or rotate or whatever they want, but he's lit. And Market are going to keep pressing forward for this. Box, the jump up on sandbags, the baiting in of Bishop. Who doesn't have enough HP to feel confident to take this in Market? They may just transition to a simple A-Hall split.
Yeah, this is a desperate attempt, right? They don't really have anything to signify that this is going to work. Just a gamble. Robo with the AWP looking for that boiler angle. He might even find it onto Rosino as soon as that Molotov fades, and he's looking for it. He's hunting for it. Oh, he's so close. At the same time, MDS is holding down towards Arches, but he's been smoked out.
I like it for Market. They cut noise. They get out towards Bracket. And they're slowly walking up towards Arch side. And Robo gets timing to go through the smoke. Is this player in library ready to be able to find success? Yes, they are. And it's all in Rosino, who finds 2 frags in response. And look how far away Box is. A bit of a crazy spur there, but it's a bomb plant in a 1v1 now.
Seemed almost surgical from Rosino. Sights removed from sight. It's down to a 1v1. It's going to come down to the timing. Can he get in pit first? But he gets caught in the open, and he's unable to successfully win the duel. And there it is. Nemiga picking up an important round, securing the game for the team, and Box all the way from the B side rotate, able to find the kill. Man, had he not hesitated on that jump into pit, it would have been an entirely different round. That probably an entirely different outcome too.
You have to give credit where credit's due. I think Nemiga looked gorgeous on their T side, but on the flip side, so did Market. They seemed they seemed decisive on their T side. They're getting those opening picks. They weren't hesitating. So I think if they brush up on their CT side a bit more, I mean, from a 12-3 to what, a 15-13, that's a close turnaround. Now, if they can brush up on their CT side, get the timings a bit down, and maybe, I don't know, work on their aggression and when to work it out, they could honestly have won that game. Nemiga made some big blunders on their CT side.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of us were saying at 12-3, we're like, man, this is surely over, right? I mean, 12-3 finish on a T side, like you're coming out to the CT side, you need 4 rounds. And at one point, I was almost convinced, like, dude, this comeback is happening. Like, I was convinced, right? We went from convinced on one end to convinced on the complete opposite end. But Wow, that is awesome. I'm excited to see both of these teams throughout the league. Of course, Nemiga, you know, they are no strangers to the league, so I'm glad to see them back. They look awesome, well put together. And, you know, this new roster for Market, I'm pretty impressed by it so far. I mean, they're probably a relatively new roster on top of that. But, I mean, so far, so good. I'm excited to see them play. But, guys, we still have one more match for you today. If you haven't done so already, please, please follow our socials. That is Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, as well as my social and Keith's socials down below right here on Twitter. And if you haven't done so already, do check out win.gg. There's a lot of content being pumped out. It's actually awesome, very well written and constructed. Check it out. But we'll be right back for the third matchup. What it is, it's going to be 5balls versus, can't remember. It will come to me. It will come to me. Absolute Legends. Yes.
There you go. I knew it would. I just, you needed silence. You needed to focus. I knew you'd get.
Yeah, actually, Absolute Legends has a player that was playing with Guardian for the WSG in 2015 or 16 and 2018. So this is actually a CIS region team. They're really good at coming in from a lot of experience. So I think this last map is going to be really interesting to see. But we'll be right back for that, guys. And the action will resume before you even know it.